What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro. Yay! And as promised, we are going to talk comics. I have my coffee ready, and this is brought to you by my NFT tracker. That is not an endorsement. I love this website, and I'm using it now to not only track my portfolio, but also to study the price charts. I like this site, and it is very, very useful. I'm going to run through my comic collection, talk about what I've been up to, and then try to inform you of what this crazy strategy is that I am implementing and why. I'll also explain to you why I think that, as per usual, I will end up benefiting greatly from this strategy. Now, right off the bat, let me tell you that none of this is financial advice. I don't know what your financial situation is. I can't tell you how much to spend or how big of a risk that you should take. You have to analyze that carefully yourself, and you must do your own due diligence. And we're going to talk about due diligence, or DD as we call it for short, in the world of investing in stocks and cryptocurrencies. It's basically doing your own background information on the things that you are investing your hard-earned money into. Okay, let's begin. And at first, I'm going to tell you roughly where I'm at with my portfolio. I am now at 793 collectibles. Unless this site can tell me what the total is just for comics, I don't know how many comics I have. If I had to guess, maybe 300, 400, somewhere around there. I don't know. The reason why I am loading up on comics indiscriminately is for one simple fact. The comics have some of the lowest item prices of everything on the app as we speak. Over time, 10 times out of 10, the items that are long forgotten, that are long ignored, that are undervalued, end up bringing the biggest bang for the buck. And I will show you some of the items that have brought me a fantastic return. And we're going to be looking at this while I'm looking at the app and pulling up certain items so I can get values. And we'll just use both. We'll double up so we can give you a good idea of what's going on. Now, I will tell you this, that I have not been able to secure an item on the drop with the comics for several months now. It's to the point where I don't remember the last time I received a comic on a drop. It might be October. The new standard seems to be that comic drops are always 30,000 editions. I might have gotten one or two of the 30,000 editions, and that's it. When they had the 60,000 edition drops, I was pretty lucky on those. But now that they are cut back to 30,000 or less, I don't have any luck. I'm buying all of these on the market. Now, here's what I have been doing recently. Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man number what? I can't see it here. Let's just click on it. For example, number 16, classic cover. This is the common. And I purchased three, I have three of these. The floor price right now is $16.50. Now, do you really think that this is going to be at $16.50 in a year or two from now? If you think it is, you better think again. It will at least be double. And I'll show you one item that I have a pile of that is my favorite one, my favorite comic, and I think is the most seriously undervalued. And I love it because everyone has a low opinion of it, and they're missing the point. So I picked up three of these at around 14 to 16 gems. I picked up one of the uncommon. Then we go to Captain America number 11. I picked up three commons and grabbed an uncommon and a rare. I mixed it up a little bit because they were super cheap. I think I got the rare at around, 40 or 50 gems. I got the uncommon for $1 or $2 more than the common. So moving right along, we have the Daredevil number 25 classic cover. I love the jailbird here, the jail bars. I picked up 8 of these. Average price at about 15 gems. I think I've gone down as low as 14 gems on that particular edition. Let's move on down. Here is the Daredevil number 25 uncommon. I got one of those because it was only a few dollars more than the common. When the uncommon is that close, I pick it up. I just go ahead and snag it. Next, we have the Strange Academy number 1. I have 2 of the commons and 1 of the uncommon because I love the cover art. I think the Strange Academy is going to do very well in the future, and the price is already starting to move up as we see the uncommon at $28.90. Now, the strategy on getting bulk comics is this. You might think this is overly simple, but if it has the word Spider-Man on it and it's under 15 bucks, I'm loading the wagon. And that's an easy decision for me. As we're looking at Peter Parker here, I have 15 of these. Floor price is only $14.75. That's amazing. I picked up an uncommon, just 1. And then we move on to Web of Spider-Man number 32. I have 8 of those. All of those I picked up under $15. Floor price is only $15.39, and they're going down. Here's the next one, Peter Parker. 10 of these I picked up. Look at this floor price, $13.50. Now you tell me where and when that you think you're going to be able to get stuff for $13.50 in the future on this app. You're not going to have that chance unless you're pulling something from the drop. That is amazing. All right, so the next one is the amazing Spider-Man common. I have 8 of those, and I love the cover art on these Spider-Man editions. These are really cool. Judging from the popularity and the growth of Spider-Man of the items in the NFT section, I think we're going to have a great future on these comics for Spider-Man just the same. Remember that when Spider-Man released this summer around Comic-Con or whenever it was, the common was selling on the market for 30 gems, and we know where it's at right now. It's at 800, and it's been as high as 1,600. I think we'll see the same here, and that is my opinion. Next, Web of Spider-Man number 31. I have 8. Here is Alpha Flight. I only picked up 1. As you can see, the price is really moving up. It's at 40. I had missed that one and didn't realize how good it was, and I paid 32 on the market. I love this cover, the greens and the yellows and the purples in there. This is the Amazing Spider-Man. It's sitting at a floor price of $19.99. I have 2. I think I paid around 15 for those. Incredible Hulk. I have 1. I might have gotten this one on the drop, and now it's $39.99. Not bad. Moving right along, we've got 2 Daredevil number 131s. It's still at a cheap price. I should pick up more. There's 6. The floor price is 16. I have 3 Fantastic Four common with the throwback cover. One thing that you can always guarantee is when you have these throwbacks, when it's from a seriously old comic, it's probably going to pack a high future value. Floor price is $29 on this one. Here's the Iron Fist sitting at $17.80. It's got a throwback cover. I have 3. I like that. And then I picked up 1 of the uncommon. The Avengers number 57, I have 2 of the commons. Floor price is 37 gems. Not bad. Now, X-Men, you can see this is more of a modern cover here. So I've got 1 of the common. It's at 16 gems, but I didn't pick up on as many of that one because it doesn't have that throwback cover. And it also doesn't say Spider-Man on the cover. Here is Astonishing X-Men number 1. I have 1, $26.99 floor value. I picked it up for half of that. I also picked up the rare. It's at 73. Now, if I can look on my phone, I can try to tell you what price that I picked up that X-Men. Let's see if I can scroll down and find that particular one, because there are some good examples of some of these items in here where I was picking up for under $10 that have since really moved up well. And you're going to see some of those as we scroll down through the rest of my collection. Now, while I'm describing these and telling you about my haphazard method of just buying everything that I see, I will tell you that there are two people that help me while I'm shooting fish in a barrel, and that would be Dr. Strange and Joe with Big Collectibles. And you guys need to subscribe to Big Collectibles. And pretty soon, you're going to be able to subscribe to Dr. Strange on YouTube. And I've told him that I'm hoping he shares all of his best advice on comics because he is good at that. Dr. Strange is in New York City. Joey is down in the great state of Florida. Shout out to Joe. And they are experts. Joe has his own collectibles store, so he knows what he's doing. So if you want advice, those are the guys to get it from. And I will tell you this, I know Dr. Strange for sure is going to be consulting in this area. And if you really want to save some time because you don't want to do your own due diligence, I suggest you hire somebody to do that research for you. And so Dr. Strange would be open to that. But it takes too much time for me, and I don't have time to consult and dig up and find out information on this stuff. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. All right, moving right along. I have two Dark Hawks. I like this cover. I love the cover art. It's sitting at $15.98. I picked up the uncommon. Then we have the Avengers, the common here. I have 4. Floor price is $18.95, and this is a throwback cover. I expect it to do well. Here's the Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man common. I have 3. It is already at $26. I love the art. I love it with this airbrush effect. The reds, the blues, the greens. This is a pretty good looking cover. And then I also picked up the uncommon that is now at 33 gems. Scooting right along. Uncanny X-Men 129. I have 1. I have 2 of the uncommon. I don't know how I did that, but you can see that the pricing between these two is so close. Look at this. We're sitting at $19.40 on the uncommon, and the common, and the uncommon is at $21.22. When they're that close, I go ahead and pick up an uncommon just because. Some people say that it's only the cover of the common that will have great future value. I disagree because we have seen uncommons soar above the common covers, especially with Marvel Comics #1. The uncommon is above the common price. All right, X-Men. I have a rare. I have 1 of the rare. Nice floor price of 75 gems. 2 of the Uncanny number 308s. Common still sitting at $14.90. What a great value. There's Uncanny Uncommon. I've got 1 of those, and it's at $30.88. Not bad. Moving right along. We have 2 Young Avengers, more of a modern. And on the Young Avengers, I picked up everything except for the Secret Rare. On Secret Rares, this might be the best value in the entire app for getting Secret Rares. It's right here in the comics, and we know that they can carry some amazing future values because some of these exploded in the past and came way back down. On Young Avengers, I have the common, uncommon, and the rare, and 1 of the ultra rares. I am looking at getting the secret rare to complete this set, and I will be paying Dr. Strange. I'm hiring him. I'm going to probably slide him some money very soon here to do me a little report, a comparison of the secret rares, all in the comic section, and which ones that he thinks have the highest value, and the most undervalued that have the highest future price potential. All right, moving right along. Iron Man. Look at this, guys. Tales of Suspense. This is the throwback cover. If you're not stacking this one, I don't know what's wrong with you. Tales of Suspense number 5, floor price of $23.99. That's a steal. You know that's going to go up with the classic cover there. I've got 8 of them. And I've got a common. And look at the common. It's only at 30 gems. Not too far off of the common. Moving right along. Fantastic Four. I wish I had more. That rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I've got 1 of the common. And as you can see, floor price of $139. That's awesome. Here's a Spider-Man. I have 2 of the commons of Amazing Spider-Man. Floor price is $32. It's moving on up. Avengers number 80. I have 3. Floor price is only $16.50. Not bad for that throwback cover there. The Eternals, more of a modern look. I've got the ultra rare that goes with the other 3 that we were just looking at. Floor price of $193. And I think I paid about 120 gems at the time that I purchased it, and it's been upwards of 250 since I bought it. Here's the Eternals, and I hear a lot of people saying that they believe that this classic cover is very undervalued. It's sitting at 24 gems. I have 8. In addition to that, I have the uncommon that is only $5 more. Let's go to page 3. We're halfway through my set. Here's the Ultimates number 1, and I have 1 of it. We have 2 of the common, or 1 of the uncommon and 2 of the common, rather. And then moving on, Powers of X number 1, I have 2 commons. Ultimate Fantastic Four. I like this cover. I love this cover art. Sitting at 21. I've got 1 of the uncommon. And then we have 4 of the commons. I love this art here too. Now here's Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man. I think this is going up. It's only at 24 gems. I think that's undervalued. I'm sitting on a couple of those. Amazing Spider-Man. I should have got more of this. Floor price of 43. And this is why I have my theory that if it says Spider-Man, it's going to go up in value. Here's Ultimate Fallout number 4. Why didn't I get many, many more? Look at that floor price of 118 gems. That's so cool. Here's Thanos the Uncommon at 32. I've got 1. I have 2 commons at 17.50. Very cheap. Daredevil number 1. That's another one I wish I had more of. I've got 1 of the common. Floor price of 99. And the uncommon at 110. 1 of each. That's going to do me good. They'll make nice little flippers. Fantastic Four number 13 is at $29.98. I have 5. 2 of those are 2-digit numbers. The lowest one is number 298. That's going to pack a good punch when I go to sell in a year or two. Uncanny X-Men number 4. I've got 1, $43.99. Moving on up. That's a nice price. Captain America Rare is at $79.96. I should have got more of that way back when, but I did pick up 4 of the commons on Captain America, the all-new. Floor price of $18.18. Here is Immortal Hulk, the uncommon. I have 1. It's at 37 gems. The common is at 20. Moving right along. There is the Tales of Suspense number 5, sitting at $28.70. I think this one's going to pack a good punch in the future. I've got 4. Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect Uncommon. I've got 1. Here's the Ultra Rare. Now, there's a story on this Ultra Rare. It's sitting at 146. I had gotten this one on a drop, and then I sold it for like 450 gems. Guess what happened after I bought it? Well, let me just draw you a picture. Let's say, let's make a little chart here for this guy. Let's just make some lines here. Whoops. Let's do this again. We need to get a line. All right. Let's say this is 0. We'll call this 2, let's see, we'll call that 400, and we'll call this 200. Okay, so here's the 100 line, then this is 200, 400, and then we'll call this the 800 line right there. Now, let me tell you what happened after I bought this thing. So I bought it, I got it on the drop, and then it went past, let's see, we passed 200, we went to 450, and I sold right there. Guess what it did after I sold? It went to 930 gems, and then it dropped. It came down, and I said, okay, I'm buying back in when it gets close to 200. So I bought right there at 220. It continued to go down to 120, and now here we sit at the price of 146. If the previous peak was that high at 920 right here, what do you think the future holds for this item? Well, as these things go, I think the next peak we get after it gets done correcting, it could be off of this chart. It could be more than double. So I'm going to hold it, and I will pick up another one if it dips down to 100. Why? It's because I know the price history of this item. And we're going to come back and we're going to look at a chart on that. Unfortunately, this does not take the price history back to the inception of this item being dropped. Here's the common of Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect, I have one. I've got 3 What Ifs. Classic cover there at $25.50. Amazing Spider-Man. Look at the price here, guys. I got 2 of those. Thank God that I got a couple, and I bought this under 15 gems. That's right. This is another one that lends to my theory that if it says Spider-Man, it's going to do well in the future. Let's move on to the last page, and I have a story with this one. Here's the common Marvel's #1 classic cover. This is the one that, as you can see, well, that's wrong. I have 21 of these, and I have 1 of the ultra rare. I paid $175 for the ultra rare. It's down to $125. The common is sitting at $16.50. Now, I have paid anywhere from 7 or 8 gems to as high as 18 for Marvel's #1. My average purchase price, I think, is 10 or 11 gems. So overall, I'm up. It's only been, 6 months? Now, do you think that it's going to stay down here in another 6 months? Well, you better think again. And the reason why people don't like this one is because it came after Marvel Comics #1, which had the original 1960s art. And this is the remake from, I think, the 1980s or early 90s. But here's the thing that people don't think about. The art in this thing is spectacular. It is like a combination of watercolor and airbrush, and the art is just extreme. It's not cartoony. It's very, very, whoever put this together way back when, they put time into this, and it was the modern remake of the classic that is the one that is, worth the large amount down here. Here it is right here. So because of the fact that I'm a contrarian, whenever I hear people say, oh, that'll never have value, that's when I go in head first. So I will probably buy more of this if it goes back down towards 11 or 12 gems. And the reason is because I could have bought Marvel Comics #1 when it dropped to 1 gem. Oh, dear God, why didn't I buy more of that? I had 2 of them. I sold 1 and kept the other. And then I also had the uncommon, and I sold that just a couple weeks ago for 550 gems. So that's what I'm doing on the Marvels, and I might pick up the uncommon and the rare, which the rare, if you haven't seen it, with the blue and white cover, beautiful art. All right, let's finish this up. We have 1 of House of X uncommon. Here's the common. I've got 3. Both of these are sitting at a nice price of $15 right here, but you can see that the uncommon is $51.99. I bought this one because Doctor Strange told me to. I can't remember if he said it was because of the art or there's something significant or people like this love scene here with the little kissy face there. But for whatever reason, he told me to get it. I listen when the expert speaks. I take action. Here's the mutants looking really good. I have 6 of these. This is at $38.50, and I piled up a lot of these for under 15 gems. Fantastic Four uncommon. Look at that price, 175 gems. And then here's the last 3 Fantastic Four. I have 1 sitting at a fat price of $142.89. I paid about 14 gems for that. And then I have 3 Journey into Mystery. Oh, I love this cover. It's so throwback. And it's at 58 gems. It's going to go places. Now, Marvel Comics #1 is down to $435. I remember thinking I was going to buy more of these when it was at 75 and I was waiting for it to dip. It never dipped. Oh, that makes me sick to my stomach. But I may have to pick up 1 more if the MTL brings us a market crash. And I'm praying. I'm going to load up. If any of these comics drop under 10 gems when MTL hits, I'm going to load up. I like the fact that these are readable and that they do AR mode. It's very cool to set these on the table and to flip the pages. Talk about interactive. Once people's light bulb comes on in their heads and they realize all that these comics do, when we get another 1 million people on this app, there's going to be a short squeeze because the supply is going to be low and the demand is going to be high, super high. The last point I want to make on the comics, and the reason why I pile up on them, is because I think it is the safest investment and the closest thing that we have to a savings account on this app. Now, that's contingent upon our ability to sell these things on Immutable X. I don't want to sell these on eBay because I don't want to have the fees, but I can because I'm an experienced eBay seller. I don't have to have MTL and cash out gems. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on selling these on OpenSea, Immutable X, on the blockchain. So if I am saving money, I'm thinking this is the place to do it because you can't fall much farther down from these current prices, and based on the pricing that I have already shown you, I think that we are pretty safe. We will probably see prices continue to go up. Now here's the chart as promised on the Incredible Hulk. Let's just look at this and click on all, and you can see where we fell off of this price peak up here at around, this is when it was coming down. This is about 280 here. And then I bought about, let me put a line on here. I purchased about right there. I bought back in at 220. And so what we are seeing here is a blow off top. It came off of that 980 and it corrected all the way down. And then we had this minor second surge, and now we are still in distribution mode, and we're correcting. I expect it to go down further. What I want to see is for the price to level out, for it to lay down low, like a dog laying on the ground. And once it goes into the consolidation or accumulation mode, where it's nice and laying low like that, the next step is that we see it give a little bump of consolidation, and then it goes on the next run, and we'll see a new all-time high, blow off top, whipsaw, and into distribution mode we go. All of these items follow the same pattern. The 4 phases of cryptocurrency. They all do it. And those phases are, if you don't know, are as follows. Accumulation. Next, after accumulation, we have consolidation, where we start to load. Then we have the markup phase, blow off top, and last step is distribution, where it gets whipsawed and people are unloading. Those are the 4 phases. They all do this, and we can track it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the comics. Let me know if you found this valuable and if there was something in here that I mentioned that was useful. And if there are items here you want to see more charts of that I can analyze, let me know. I'll come back after I have my man Dr. Strange do the research for me, and I will report the findings to you and tell you what I'm going to do with secret rares. That's all I've got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.